Well, one organization who thrives off teaching the youth about our environment and conservation is the Boy Scouts of America. And today the Scouts are celebrating 113 years of service. And we want to welcome the members of Decatur, Georgia's Troop 77. Thanks, guys, for coming to visit us here. We do have Assistant Scoutmaster Ben Bryant, along with Scouts Brian and Ella. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Thanks for
coming in.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. All right. So, Ben, let's start with you and talk about conservation. Why is that so important in scouting?
Sure. So I think conservation and outdoor ethics have been a part of scouting for the past 113 years since its founding. And it's really all about teaching an ethic, right? It's about a way of thinking and ingraining that environmental stewardship in everything that you do when you're in the outdoors. And for Scouts, right, we're one of the biggest users of those natural spaces. So it's important that, you know, when we go into the natural environment, we're leaving no trace, right? It's, you know, you want to make it where no one even knows you are there. And,
right.
and you know, really, in best case scenario, you're going to leave it better than you found it.
Right, and that's important. Every time I go out with my kids, I was like, why is there so much trash out here?
Right.
We were talking to you, Ben, a little bit before the show about how many badges there are, okay? How many again, 100 and something?
134, I think.
She said it's a lot.
So let's talk to you, Ella, for a second about some of the badges and maybe more of the environmentally friendly badges that you are either going towards or that you've already conquered.
Well, there are badges that include, like, the 7 Leave No Trace.
Okay.
Like, you should never, you should always leave the environment better than you found it.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to always, whenever I'm going out, I always pick up trash no matter what, if it's mine or not.
Nice.
That's nice. If someone just happened to leave something, it's like, might as well pick it up, and
It's
hopefully
everywhere.
someone does it, you know, the same
Good
for us
job.
too. Brian, you've got a lot of badges here already.
Yeah.
You're really racking them up. So what climate badges have you earned so far?
So even though it's not really climate specific, but most of these always incorporate climate into it, as they all involve like nature, and it just makes you more conscious of it.
Yeah.
But specifically, I've done mammal studies and sustainability, and both of these are like they allow you to research the environment and make you more aware of just the issues in the environment, and also just being aware of what species are like in your community.
Doesn't it make you want to do more, too, the more you research?
That's right. Yeah, it really motivates me to learn more, and especially since I'm involved in the outdoors with camping and doing all these Boy Scout activities. It's
Sweet.
really
That makes
fun.
sense.
So, Ben, how do you go about teaching some of the students about, you know, climate change initiatives or, you know, obtaining some of the badges? How does the conversation go?
Sure. So scouting is very much a youth-led program at its core, especially once you move from the Cub Scout level up to the Scouts BSA level and then on to venturing. So really it's instilling and empowering the youth leaders to be able to teach these subjects, and then the adults act as merit badge counselors. And a lot of times, we're very lucky in our community here in Decatur to have a lot of CDC and other scientists, Emory University in our backyard. So a lot of
The
experts.
Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel.
Yeah.
Right, so we have a lot of experts, right, that can come in and impart their knowledge. But it's really from the Cub Scout, from the Lions all the way up to Eagle Scout rank, whether it's merit badges or progressive adventures and advancements. There's that core element of conservation and outdoor ethics built in at every stage. And like Brian was saying, right, there's a whole host of merit badges that, environmental science, sustainability, soil and water conservation, fish and wildlife management, that are, you would think of, right, oh, those are definitely conservation based. But like you said, almost all of them, they touch on that because it's really such a part of everything we do in everyday life. So it kind of brings that to bear, in different settings and environments that you're in.
Ella, what advice would you have for kids that are looking into, maybe going into Scouts, but even if they, can't commit to Scouts, something they could do at home to help, when it comes to the environment?
So they can always go out to different on hikes and stuff, and like both were saying, you have to leave no trace, and that goes in with all the merit badges and stuff. So you can always pick up trash, and I always like to go by whenever I'm going out in nature. Always leave the place better than you found it, no matter what, and always for nature, because nature is a part of the earth. It's not only yours, and other people have to,
want to be able to enjoy it too.
Yeah, for future generations and stuff.
Excellent.
And so if you don't want to commit to Scouts or don't have the time, just going on a hike and picking up trash or preserving nature is just something that you can do.
Or learning
Sure.
about
Love
it,
it.
right?
Yeah, learning
You know,
about it.
just learning about
And
it.
real quick, we got to wrap things up here, Ben. But what are some of the big things Boy Scouts are working on in the near future? Anything that we maybe haven't heard about when it comes to this topic?
Yeah, I think again, it's central to the mission of the Scouts and having the youth and the adults involved out there practicing what they learn. A lot of great awards out there that Scouts can earn. A lot of great partnerships with the Leave No Trace organization.
Yep.
Tread Lightly did a partnership 2021 with the EPA celebrating their 50th anniversary. There was a special award that Scouts could earn during that year that involved earning a lot of badges and doing some community service. So I think that's a big thing we haven't touched on, right?
Right.
It's the service hours, and a lot of times it's very conservation specific. So for instance, to earn your life rank, you have to do 6 hours of community service, 4 of which are environmentally focused.
Great.
So really just getting out there and at the Cub Scout level even, getting out and cleaning up a trail or, building birdhouses, just, all sorts
Getting
of
outside.
ideas out there.
Brian, what's the next
Outdoors.
badge you're going for?
Next badge.
He's like, I've got them all.
Yeah. I was thinking going for fly fishing. I always want to do it. Also want to do sailing.
Yeah.
And
2 things that you actually
That's right.
are really involved in the environment. Have you learned anything, any conservation that goes along with these 2 badges?
well, it's fly fishing. So there's practices in fishing, like leaving the catch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So all these things, that's like.
Well, just learning about the hatch and what the fish
That's
eats.
right.
I mean, that is so difficult in
Yeah.
itself, instead of just throwing a lure out there. Thank you guys so much for being
Yeah.
here. We really appreciate it. Inspired so many. Oh,
We got something for you guys.
Go,
You guys
oh,
might
okay.
like. So a merit badge that might interest you all. The weather
weather.
merit badge. And,
that's
the
awesome.
Weather Channel.
Thank you.
yeah, so you guys can take a look and
That is so cool.
make sure we're covering everything we should be covering.
We love it. Ben, Brian, Ella,
you
and
so
Brian,
much.
we thank you
Thank
three
you.
so much.
Wow.
We really appreciate it.
That's excellent. Thank you.
All right.